Hi, I'm Dio. Welcome to Court Watch, where we talk about the importance of keeping eyes on the judicial system, advocate for vulnerable people targeted by this system, and explore the best ways to protect ourselves and each other while we work to abolish the system. Before we start, keep in mind I'm not a lawyer and this is not legal advice. My experience and knowledge is most relevant to New York State, and variances may occur depending on the laws where you live. Today, I'm going to talk about how to start watching court and how you can get leads and where to find cases. As I mentioned in a previous video, city courts are often plugged into an online calendar through the unified court system. So if I want to find a case or general information about what kinds of cases are heard at a certain time, I can search Albany, New York City court calendar or whatever, city state court calendar. Or you can go, at least locally here, there's a website called Web Civil Local for civil cases or Web Crims for criminal cases. And I'll put those links in the description. From there, you can fill out the information if you have it. For example, you can search by the names of the parties in the case, or by the judge if you want to keep an eye on a particular judge, or by date, if you have one specific date that you're going to be available to attend court. Now, for town justice courts, and remember, these are the small town courts, the rural courts, they often do not have like a full-time staff. You may have to call and ask what days certain types of cases are being heard. I also get referrals at times. Since 2021, I've been a public facing tenant organizer, starting with my own community, Saratoga Lakeview Mobile Home Park, which has been the subject of an ongoing issue with a newer landlord who's a developer with plans to eventually displace all of the residents. Being vocal in the media and at various tenants' rights events has allowed me to make connections with other organizers who often will contact me if someone reaches out to them to share an upcoming hearing and desire for court support. I've even accidentally connected with tenants in need. One day last summer, when I gave a friend of a friend a ride to work, she recognized my story after a brief conversation about housing. She shared her situation with an illegal eviction, more on that in another video, and we exchanged contact information. She reached out to me when her landlord summoned her to court through legal channels after his attempted illegal eviction failed. So there's many ways that you can get involved, but the point is to start somewhere. Sometimes by talking to lawyers or other people who interact with the court system, you might hear a tip about a particular judge who's, let's say, really not tenant friendly. And so that might be a good person to focus on. There's a lot of ways that you can get a foot in the door and start connecting with people who know the ins and outs of the court system. And often they are, if they're tenant friendly lawyers or tenant friendly people that work for different advocacy groups, they'll want eyes in the courtroom and they'll be happy to share leads and suggestions to help you get started. Now, you don't need to know who is showing up to court to observe. In fact, on a few very, very rare occasions, I've gone to court only to find that all the eviction cases were canceled that day. So if you have a lot of time on your hands and you can take a chance to have a few cases to watch or no cases to watch, just show up. But if you have time constraints, call first and ensure that you'll actually be able to observe some cases or check the app online, check the calendar online first. And remember, things can change very quickly. If you check the court calendar on Monday, a lot of cases sometimes are rescheduled or postponed. So by the time you show up on Thursday, some of those cases that were scheduled are not going to actually be heard that day. So things happen very quickly sometimes. By supporting tenants and other people targeted by the system, you're making steps to threaten the monopoly that courts, landlords, and police have on the rest of us. Start watching today. And don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.